Yeah, here we are, another beautiful day in Bakersfield. Off to work. I want to thank everybody for watching my videos and all your nice comments regarding my spring makeover on the Sportster 72. I'm really happy with the way everything's turned out on it. I don't think I ran into any major problems doing any of the work that I can think of. So this is something anybody could do. Okay. There we go. I was just adjusting the manual idle control, turning it down a couple notches. It goes right in the same spot where your electronic one goes. And that was a very simple mod to do. You have to take the gas tank off to get it out. Have room to get in there and undo the little bolts, but I already had the gas tank off anyway, so that made it easier. The biggest thing with that is that Harley-Davidson factory uses some type of a thread locker sealer. It didn't look like blue Loctite, it didn't look like red Loctite because it was white and sticky and gummy and very hard to get out. But here's a little trick. You take a blow dryer that you use for your hair, turn it on high, aim it at where that bolt goes in and let it sit there for about 4 or 5 minutes. It heats up that glue, loosens it all up, makes it a lot easier for the bolt to come out. And if it's still a little sticky trying to get it out, when you got your Torx head thing in there on your little ratchet, you can take a teeny little hammer and just kind of lightly tap on top of it as you're trying to turn it, and it'll just come right loose and unscrew. And then you just slide the electronic module out of the housing, take the rubber gasket off of it, put it on the billet aluminum manual housing you got, slide it back in there, bolt it back down, put some blue Loctite on it, of course, but you don't have to use any gasket stuff or anything. And of course unplug the electronic one, and I just took the plug and wrapped the end up with some electrical tape so it doesn't get gooped up inside, and stuck it up under the tank when I did the wire tuck, and then put the electronic one in a baggie and saved it for future use. You never know, I might decide to, I don't like the manual one and I want to go back to the electrical one or something, I don't know. Or I may stick it back on there if I have warranty problems. So what do we got here? That's an old 50s. Something. Is it a Pontiac? Can't really tell. A Plaza, whatever that is. Never heard of that. but that's made by a company over in Germany, and they do have a distributor here in the USA. If any of you guys are interested in knowing more about it, let me know and I'll give you the information. I know it's kind of scary to think about, pulling out your electronic idle control and putting in a manual one. But as long as you don't turn it down too low and sit idling too low for too long somewhere, you should be fine. Well, one thing I noticed that while I'm talking while I'm riding, it takes a little more concentration from me. So I don't know how that's going to be like multitasking, trying to talk and lane split all at the same time. I may have to choose one over the other. And then again, I don't really need to be in that big of a hurry, but I have to lane split, so I can just cruise along and talk. So I tried to do a walk around last night, but the sun had already gone down too low. It was behind the trees and the house, and the metal flake just didn't sparkle and pop like it should. So I'll try again tonight when I get home from work. But I will get that walk around loaded up as soon as I can, but I want it to be a good one. I don't want to do a crappy job of it. And also, I've done so many little things to the bike that I forgot about, that as I was going along, I was going like, oh, and yeah, I forgot this, and oh, and I forgot that. So I'm going to make up a little cheat sheet or script so I do a better job of it and don't leave anything out. And then if there's any other things that you guys are interested in that I have done, I'd be more than happy to give you more information about them. One thing I noticed on the manual idle control with the billet aluminum is after the first day, it was a little sticky to turn the knob. So I got home, I took a Q-tip, put some anti-sealant on it. I rolled the knob all the way down to the bottom, stuck the anti-seize in there on the threads inside, then rolled it back and forth up and down a couple of times. And now it's much easier to turn. It doesn't stick. So they should have put something in the directions about putting some anti-seize on the threads before installing it, because I'm sure I'm not the only one that has that problem. Oh boy. A lot of traffic today. Okay, well, I'm going to shut up and hit the freeway. So, unless something important comes up or I think of something, I'll probably be cutting most all of this out. So from here on down, I'll be just bombing down the freeway. If I can get out there. What the heck? Everybody going so slow. Huh, wonder if there's a CHP somewhere. Well, I probably should just stick to 65 also. As like I said yesterday, California got a grant, federal grant, to put more CHP out on the freeway to crack down on speeders and cell phone users. God, it's a beautiful morning for riding. I wish I didn't have to go to work. I could just keep on going. See how far a range I can get out of this 4.5 gallon tank. Okay, that was a nice little ride down the freeway. Now see, doesn't that idle sound much better? I think it does. And it's not too low that it's going to hurt the engine. You can crank it down lower than that if you want, but that would hurt. I think that would starve the engine from oil. End up hurting it. I don't want to do that. Well, I don't think they would honor the factory warranty if I come right in there with the manual idle control on there and I screwed up the engine because I cranked it down too low. So I would have to swap it back out and put the electric back in there. That's why I kept all the stock parts just in case something happens. I can swap them back in before I go do it. But then none of the modifications I've done to the bike should cause any problems. And I just did the air cleaner, the pipes, and the idle control. Other than that, everything's a cosmetic. Oh, well, the Cobra fuel processing unit, yeah. That too. But everybody else has got those same basic mods and it don't hurt their engines any, so I think I'm fine. God, that looks beautiful. And here we are at work, safe and sound. So I will bid you farewell. Bye-bye.